In this video, we're going to talk about a hero. He's not a Bulwell lad, to be honest, he's not even local. He was born in Uttoxeter on the 6th of June 1922. Son to Harry and Dora, husband to Margaret and father to 2 children. But on a warm summer's day in 1951, he made a decision which saves the lives of many Bulwell residents. Richard Henry Basil Peach. Lieutenant Richard Henry Basil Peach. Dickie to his friends. This is him. Say hello to Dickie. Have you heard of him? No, I don't think you would have done, but nevertheless, this is his story. On the 13th of June 1951, round about lunchtime, English Electric Canberra B1 VN850, which had been at Rolls-Royce from October 1950 for engine tests, crashed on approach to Rolls-Royce Hucknall, killing test pilot Richard Peach. Dickie. He was carrying out intensive flying trials on Avon RA7 engines, testing the starboard engine, which had been fitted with a high-energy ignition. 1 hour and 22 minutes after takeoff, he advised the port engine was out and he was unable to relight. He was cleared for a direct approach to the runway. At about 250 feet on final approach, the aircraft was seen to drop the port wing. The nose went down, the aircraft turned 45 degrees to port, and the undercarriage was retracted, but the flaps stayed down. Climbing slightly and turning slowly to port, the aircraft crossed the airfield before dropping the port wing again. The Canberra flew low over the houses, skimming the rooftops as it went. It hit a chimney stack on a house on the last row of the estate, just missed a double-decker bus, before plunging through 6 yards of concrete wall and into a double line of railway trucks at Bulwell Common railway sidings, just off St Albans Road. Richard Henry Basil Peach, Dickie to his friends, was one of the country's top test pilots, and he managed to steer the stricken plane away from the houses and into the sidings. He was killed on impact. He died from shock and the extent of his burns. The consequences don't bear thinking about. If Dickie hadn't been able to wrestle the plane from the houses, who knows what could have happened and how many could have died. Newspaper reports of the time told how the stricken plane had hit the chimney stack, crashed through a brick wall and into the railway carriage. At one time, 13 carriages were on fire. It took 40 minutes to bring the fire under control and 4 hours to extinguish it completely. Agnes Burgess of 347 St Albans Road said, "I've never been nearer heaven than I was today," as she watched the bomber approaching. Her husband Joe Burgess was in the garden as the plane hit the chimney pot. Slates and bricks were scattered around the garden. The following is from an eyewitness at the time, Mr. Clive Bagshaw. I was only 6 years old in 1951, and I'd been an avid reader of all the Biggles books as a boy, both up to this incident and long after. Seeing such a plane solo was very exciting for me, and even in my tender age, however, I knew he was in trouble. I was on Andover Road outside my house when I heard the plane approaching, its engine making strange noises and misfiring, and then picking up again. He was very, very low, so low. A lady on the other side of the road grabbed her baby out of its pram and leapt into the hedge into our neighbour's garden in terror, hiding behind the hedge. The plane was struggling to climb over the rooftops of the estate. I could see the markings and even the dots of the rivets round the cockpit, and the pilot seemed to be looking at the rooftops to either side and the estate horizon ahead of him, as though he was trying to pick a way through. He appeared to bank slightly to starboard and climb over the last of the estate before disappearing from sight. Very soon I heard a distant crash and saw the smoke rising. Well, it was just too exciting for a small boy not to want to go and see what had happened. I started to ride my bike to the common, and when I got there, the plane had come down across St Albans Road, clipping a chimney stack of a house, knocking it through. Then it just missed a double-decker bus and crashed into the railway sidings. With just a few more yards, he would have made the common and a softer landing. Well, he could have ejected and saved himself, but he stayed with it, obviously trying so hard to avoid crashing into houses. He must have been very brave. Dickie left behind his widow Margaret and 2 children. He is buried at St Cuthbert's Churchyard, Doveridge, Derbyshire, where he is also commemorated in a stained glass window. Richard Henry Basil Peach, Lieutenant, Royal Navy Volunteer Reserve, Test Pilot, born 6th of June 1922, died 13th of June 1951, in the flower of manhood. There is no memorial at the site. Richard Henry Basil Peach remains a forgotten hero. But the next time you're driving down St Albans Road, just at the end of Piccadilly, just give Dickie a thought as you go by.